I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice. And let me remind you also that moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue.
Industrial giant, to get government back within its means and to lighten our punitive tax burden. And these will be our first priorities, and on these principles there will be no compromise. I can hear you! I can hear you! The rest of the world hears you! And the people...
Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy.
But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, Saints and Patriots? Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. I'm excited about this program, and you should be too. Texas Patriots are rising up against the panic and government overreach. That's what I think. And it's happening right here in Texas. I say we defy the COVID-19 panic. I say, well, I use Claverism number... Where is my Claverism? I guess the theme of this program, and as long as this coronavirus panic is going on, I just want to remind you of Claverism number 9. I guess this should be the theme of my programs from now until the panic has subsided, receded. We've been given the coast is clear signal from whoever the powers may be. Claverism number 9. There is no cause in all creation, no matter how desperate or benevolent, that can justify the imposition of tyranny. And that certainly goes for the panic, the coronavirus panic. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care how many lives it threatens. It does not justify the imposition of tyranny, the removal of our liberty as individual citizens, as Texans, even as Americans. No matter how dire the situation, no matter what the prognostication, I don't care if they're saying 100,000 could die, 200,000 could die, 1 million can die, or half the nation can die. It doesn't justify the imposition of tyranny. There is nothing in all of creation that justifies the imposition of tyranny. And I thank the Most High God that there are entities out there that are saying, you know what, Claver, I've never heard of Claverism number 9, but that sounds pretty right to me. Under no circumstances should you allow anyone to take away your liberty. Certainly not in the collective, as has been going on here in Texas, and it's really getting bad under the guise of the entire planet is threatened. The extinction of humanity is at hand. Therefore, government tyranny, government imposition of its power, its will, the defiance of the people is justified. No, we say no. From the beginning of the Pan Panic, I've said that I will be the anti-Pan Panic talk show host, and it appears that my sentiment, whether someone has heard my positions or not, are starting to catch on. And I like that. And I want to encourage, after this first story that we're going to really focus on, because we've got some important stuff to focus on here in Texas, dealing with governmental tyranny during the coronavirus Pan Panic. I hope more Texans stand up and say, we've had enough, because I've had enough of the economy being artificially shut down for reasons that are unnecessary. Livelihoods being threatened more so than lives being threatened, because the government says so. What are you going to do to us, government, if we defy you? What if we say we are not going to allow you to run us out of business? We are not going to allow you to have the roof over our head removed. It's April 3rd. A couple of days ago on April the 1st, I talked about rent being due and what will landlords do and what will renters do under the pressure of not having a job. We'll get into the unemployment numbers, the jobless claims, and Texans are going to have to stand up and say, we don't care what the situation is health-wise, economically. We are not going to allow ourselves to be thrown into a depression. Because you say all of humanity is on the verge of extinction. And it begins in Dallas. I say hip, hip, hooray. 3 cheers for Hobby Lobby. Hip, 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 hooray. Hip, 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 hooray. Because Hobby Lobby has said, we will defy. Raging Elephants Radio. We shall defy. Now look, it's easy for us here at RER to be able to defy. For other you business owners, it may not be, but I hope you get inspired by a couple examples that I'm going to show you here in this first hour of the program, and I hope you share the link. Number 1, Hobby Lobby is defying the government. Hobby Lobby has decided to go knuckles with the Dallas County judge. This is from NBC 5. Let me get the article up. NBC News 5 in the DFW area. The headline, Dallas County judge issues cease and desist order on Hobby Lobby. Oh, it's on. It's on like a pot of neck bones. Government versus private enterprise. Government versus the right of the individual. Claverism number 9, there is no cause in all creation, no matter how desperate or benevolent, that can justify the imposition of tyranny. And Hobby Lobby is telling the Dallas County judge to take a long walk off a sharp pier, take a swan dive off the Golden Gate Bridge. It was updated earlier this morning. On Thursday, Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins announced he will soon issue a cease and desist order to the Hobby Lobby Corporation. This thing doesn't want to act right. Okay, here we go. Jenkins told reporters he was recently informed that many of the Hobby Lobby stores in Dallas County remain open despite not being an essential business. He said, someone who is not a hero and who I want to call out specifically, and I'll be calling out others like this, is the Hobby Lobby corporation, said Jenkins. So he thinks he's calling out corporations that are endangering the lives of Texans. Clay Jenkins, county judge, Dallas County. He says enforcing what qualifies as an essential business is a responsibility he doesn't take lightly. He said, quote, "The way we determine what is an essential business is not me and a couple of guys who stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night." Jenkins says the store is simply not essential to the public during a global pandemic. In fact, he called the decision to remain open, quote, "foolish," close quote. He said, Jenkins, the county judge, Clay Jenkins of Dallas, "If you work at Hobby Lobby and you work in management, go ahead and lock up and leave as soon as possible." Well, who is he, dude? Are you a shareholder in Hobby Lobby? Clay Jenkins, the county judge, listen to this quote. If you work at Hobby Lobby, the county judge is speaking specifically to the ownership, the management, and the employees of Hobby Lobby. If you work at Hobby Lobby and you work in management, go ahead and lock up and leave as soon as possible. As if you have authority, Clay Jenkins. As if you signed the front of the paychecks of those employees whose livelihoods are at stake. This dude, Clay Jenkins, he absolutely makes me livid. I am furious, infuriated at Clay Jenkins, the Dallas County judge. Somebody needs to toss a few raw eggs directly at his noggin. Maybe it'll knock some sense into him. This guy, a member of the government, is going to sit here and say, hey, if you work at Hobby Lobby, go home. You have my permission as Dallas County judge, go home, lock up. Well, they have it. Judge Jenkins says the decision not to close places profit over public health. He says, quote, "There are plenty of places to buy yarn and art supplies that are fully compliant with our orders and have robust online platforms," end of quote. NBC5 reached out to, well, there's a typo here. That means even the best of us can make mistakes. NBC5 reached out to a Dallas County store over the phone. We were told corporate offices provided a letter telling employees Hobby Lobby is essential. On its website, Hobby Lobby says it is closely monitoring the COVID-19 situation and has, quote, enhanced store cleaning, end of quote, to, quote, minimize risk, close quote, for shopping in its stores. Katie Blakely, she sent this tweet out. Called at Hobby Lobby in North Dallas today on Preston after seeing reports around the country saying their stores were defying orders. Employee told me yes, they were open and had been provided a letter by corporate saying they were essential because they sold fabric and office supplies. And then here's a picture of this no good Clay Jenkins at his press conference. Jenkins said, the article continues, Jenkins says the move by Hobby Lobby ownership is unfair to those business owners who have followed orders. Well, I'm sitting here going, these other business owners shouldn't be following the orders. Hip, 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 hooray for Hobby Lobby. Clay Jenkins says it's a slap in the face to the businesses that are following this order that a few outliers are putting the community in danger. I just want to make it clear to Hobby Lobby and anyone else who is foolish enough to follow in their footsteps, that in Dallas County, the government and 99.9% of the business community puts public health over profits. And then look at this tweet. Look at this quick tweet that's inserted into the article by Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. Get a hold of this. This is remarkable. The tweet. Do you know of any smoke shop, craft shop, or other non-essential business not covered by CISA Gov, whatever that is, ignoring my safer at home order and putting profits over public health in your area? Report on DallasCountyCovid.org so we can shut them down ASAP. Oh, I wish I was a man that used profanity, because I would tell him where to go and what to do. Did you hear this guy? If you see any businesses open call us so we can shut them down. Oh, somebody needs to do something really horrible to County Judge Clay Jenkins. Nonviolent, but something needs to be done about this guy. Can you believe this is what I've been talking about? This is what I've been talking about. The will of the people, the will of those that are in free enterprise versus the power of the government. Who rules? The people or the government? Do the people rule in Texas or does the government rule in Texas? That's the question here. Clay Jenkins is encouraging fellow citizens, even fellow business owners, fellow entrepreneurs, to go tattletale on other small business owners or any business owner that has the courage and may I say, the wisdom to defy this government panic economic shutdown. Hip, 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 hooray for Hobby Lobby for saying we are not going to be run out of business over a panic. I said I was going to be the anti-panic talk show host, and I am. Jenkins mentioned, the article continues, the county website, DallasCountyCovid.org, where you can report any businesses that remain open that you think are not classified as an essential business. Isn't every business essential? Isn't every business essential to the ownership, to the stakeholders, to the employees, to whomever they serve, their customers, their client base? Isn't every company essential? In the mind of Judge Clay Jenkins of Dallas County, no. The government decides what's an essential business or industry and what isn't. What? Is the cruise industry essential because they're in line to get bailed out? The cruise industry. Oh, I've got more to say about this, and I've got video to go along with it. There needs to be more Hobby Lobbies out there. There needs to be more of you private business owners that tell the government to go take a hike, that the people of Texas rule, and you will not run us out of business over a panic. You won't do it. Let the people decide, the business owners and their customers, let the people decide what actions they want to take, not the government telling businesses, no, you will no longer exist because humanity is on the verge of extinction. Really? Well, I've got more to say about this, and you know. Please share the link. Please share the link. Hobby Lobby versus the government. Texans versus the government. Don't cut the stream.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Pastor Stephen Broden is a featured Bible teacher.
What runs interference with God's instructive word are Satan, the world, and the flesh. Out of these three comes doubt, fear, and unbelief. Doubt and fear leads to unbelief. Unbelief, more than any other sin, is targeted towards the very character and integrity of God Himself. It challenges God's promises, His stated purposes, and casts dispersion on His plan for you and all who believe. This is what Satan did in the Garden of God with Adam and Eve. Satan led them to believe God was holding back on them and was untruthful about the consequences if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Enjoy Pastor Stephen Broden, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Texas independence. Have you ever thought about it? What exactly does it mean, or is it even possible? Sam Houston said, "Texas will raise her head among the nations." Was he a dreamer or a prophet? You can get the answers to these questions in the book Lying in the Sand by Daniel Miller. Doc Green says it's required reading for every Texan. Lying in the Sand by Daniel Miller gives you the information you need to be prepared to give an answer to anyone that asks. As a Raging Elephants Radio listener, you are the go-to person for your friends. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. This book is more than a good read. It will equip you to reach others while pursuing a better future for your family. Get your copy now by clicking on the link on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. That's RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Since a portion of the proceeds goes to support Raging Elephants Radio, it may be time for you to cross that line in the sand. That line in the sand. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
What would happen if one day Washington, D.C. decided that the Texas Tea Party had gone too far. What if Texans really stood up for their constitutional rights? Ripped from today's headlines, a novel that explores that premise. Could it really happen? This is a thriller in the mode of Tom Clancy and Joel Rosenberg. Author David Thomas Roberts explores a scenario that will have you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. Find out why readers use phrases like, "I couldn't put it down," "riveting," "a little too real." Can Texas Ranger Pops Younger save the day? You will only know when you read Patriots of Treason. You'll want to add this book to your collection, and to save time and aggravation, just order the sequel, State of Treason, along with it. You'll be glad you did. Click on the banner ad at the top of the page. RagingElephantRadio.com. RagingElephantRadio.com.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElephantsRadio.com. What do you care about Washington, D.C.? D.C. doesn't care about you. You're a Texan. You're a Texan above all else. And there's only one radio station that's going to feed your need for Texas power and independence. RagingElephantsRadio.com. Finally, the Patriots of the Lone Star State have a unified voice to fight back and organize. 24/7, 365. RagingElephantsRadio.com is going to give you what you need to know about Texas politics, liberty, and independence. Take us wherever you go. RagingElephantsRadio.com. Streaming on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and internet auto.
You're enjoying Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Well, I hope you're enjoying me, because I am going to enjoy this. Anybody that's been following yours truly since the launch of Raging Elephants Radio on September the 9th, 2013 knows there is nothing more I enjoy. There's nothing I enjoy more than whipping up on some tyrant, especially if they can be easily identified, and that would be Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. Tyrant extraordinaire. Stand up, Texans. Defy the government. Keep your businesses open. Embrace liberty. The synonym for liberty is choice. You choose if you want to stay open for business or not. You choose if you want to practice social distancing. You choose if you want to walk into a public enterprise, a public place or not. You choose. Don't let the government tell you to do anything. This is absurd. I'm glad that someone like a Hobby Lobby is standing up and saying the government, and especially County Judge Clay Jenkins, can take a swan dive off the Golden Gate Bridge. Or let me use a Texas bridge, the Rainbow Bridge that goes over the Sabine Lake between Bridge City and Port Arthur. That's a pretty high bridge. It's a scary bridge, that's for sure. Let's drag Clay Jenkins down to the Rainbow Bridge. Toss him over the side, tyrant. I don't think you can be convicted for tyrannicide, can you? No, we don't want any violence. No violence. I'm figuratively speaking. But listen to this bozo. On April the 2nd, he sends a cease and desist order to Hobby Lobby. Care of Peter Doblbauer, General Counsel, via email at hobbylobby.com. Says Dallas County Non-Essential Business Operations Order of March 22, 2020. Dear Mr. Doblbauer, it has come to my attention that Hobby Lobby is continuing to operate stores in Dallas County during the COVID-19 outbreak. I issued an order, attached, parenthetically, on March 22, 2020 regarding business operations in Dallas County. In a relevant part, the order states that non-essential businesses should not operate. See, it says should not operate. The order provided additional guidance as to specific types of businesses that meet the definition of quote-unquote essential. It does not appear that Hobby Lobby meets the criteria outlined in the order. You are hereby ordered to cease and desist operations by 2 p.m. on Thursday, April the 2nd, 2020, if you do not immediately comply with the order. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office may take all appropriate measures. What are the measures? What are they going to do? Are sheriff's deputies, constitutional officers now, sheriffs are going to raid businesses. The sheriff of Dallas County is going to raid every Hobby Lobby store in Dallas County and start doing what? Arresting managers, arresting employees, padlocking the doors. What are the appropriate measures? Very vague, isn't it? Get specific, Clay Jenkins. What are you threatening? To take away someone's liberty because they choose to stay in business. They choose to continue to serve their customers, their clients, their constituents. Note that the threat goes on from Clay Jenkins. Note that a violation of this order during a pandemic may be punished criminally as a misdemeanor or enforced by civil action pursuant to the order. Our county is facing unprecedented challenges now, and we want to ensure that you are aware of the obligation placed on you by the order. Please contact me by email. Here it is, everybody. Why don't everybody copy down the email address of Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. Is it Clay.Jenkins? Yeah, it looks like it's Clay.Jenkins. Clay.Jenkins, spelled like it sounds, at dallascounty.org with your reply as soon as possible. Clay Lewis Jenkins, Dallas County Judge. What a bozo. Somebody needs to dump a cold bucket of ice on Dallas County. What is his middle name? Clay who? Clay what? Clay Lewis Jenkins. What an embarrassment to the state of Texas. What an embarrassment to Dallas County. What a bozo. Look at this tweet. Do you know of any smoke shop, craft shop, small business? What if somebody just opened their doors for business on January the 2nd, 2020? Just trying to survive, just trying to meet payroll. And let me tell you something, this government bailout, these SBA loans is not going to do diddly squat to save the United States or Texas economy. We need to open the economy right here, right now. We need to adhere and obey liberty in America and in Texas especially. My goodness, do you know of any smoke shop, craft store, any or other non-essential business ignoring my hashtag safer at home order and putting profits over public health in your area? Report on dallascountycovid.org so we can shut them down ASAP. Hashtag flatten the curve. Need to flatten him. Need to flatten Clay Jenkins. That's what we need to. Clay Lewis Jenkins. That's who needs to be flattened. My goodness. So that we can shut them down. I encourage every business owner in Texas to tell the government to take a hike. I encourage every business owner in Texas to take a size 11 Texas house slipper, also known as a cowboy boot, and put it up where the sun don't shine. Clay Jenkins and anybody else that wants to shut down your business, that wants to take food off your table, a roof over your head, wants your children to starve, wants you to live off the teat of the government. That's what they want. They want all of us, every single one of us, to be dependent on the government. And Texans should say, we will not comply. We defy. Open up your businesses, Texas. Open up your businesses. Don't go out of business. Don't live off the government teat. Don't take any assistance from the United States government or anybody else. You rely on free enterprise. You embrace life, liberty, and prosperity. You do it the Texas way. I encourage every business. Open up right now. I don't care what your business is. Every burger joint, every coffee shop, I don't care what you are. Open up your business today, tomorrow. Open it up. Fight back this governmental tyranny under the guise of humanity is on the verge of extinction. Follow the lead of Hobby Lobby and others that are saying we will not comply, we defy. Oh, this makes me so angry. Who is this guy? Clay Jenkins to tell somebody you will go out of business. We will shut you down. No, we'll shut you down, Clay Jenkins. It wants to turn us into Nazi Germany. It wants to literally turn us into a fascist regime. Go tattletale on your neighbors. Oh, there's an ice cream shop open over here. Oh, shut them down. Oh, there's a vape shop open over here. Let's call the county sheriff, shut them down, and get them arrested. From the very beginning of this panic, this shutdown of the economy, the crash of the stock market, the crash of the oil market, I have said that I was going to be the anti-panic talk show host, and I mean it. I mean it. You need to punch the government right in the nose. Give them a bloody nose. You will not impose tyranny on us under any condition. I want you to go tattletale on your fellow neighbor. Somebody, a small business owner, got 10 people working for him, 5 people working for him, just trying to stay afloat, just trying to stay alive, just trying to live the Texas dream. And we're going to come and shut you down. And how about this one? Did you hear Governor Cuomo? Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, up in New York. I told you it has started. It has started. The government tyranny, the government takeover, the government overreach. Cuomo says, we were all suspicious about the National Guard being called out. We're like, what are they going to call the National Guard out for? Why is Abbott calling out the National Guard? What is the National Guard going to do to stop a virus? Why are you calling out the military? Why are you doing that, Abbott? Why are you doing that, Cuomo? Well, why? Now we know. Because Cuomo says he's going to use the National Guard to go and seize health equipment. He knows where the ventilators are. He knows where the equipment is. So he is going to use the military to seize ventilators, to seize health equipment. Wherever it is, they're going to bust in, no warrant necessary, I suppose, and just seize property. Commandeer wherever they want. Stand up, Texans, and may I speak to those outside of the Lone Star State. May I speak to our friends in Louisiana. Stand, our cousins, our family members in Louisiana. Stand up, defy the government, defy the panic. Don't let the United States government, your state government, your county government, your city municipality government put you out of business. Open up your businesses, Texas, and get back to work right now.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it. on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
The happiest happy hour on the H-Town West Side. Introducing the Texas Tea Tavern. Texas Tea. The longest happy hour. 12 noon to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $3.75 domestic drafts. $8 domestic pitchers. $4 wells. $5 grapies for the ladies. Texas Tea. Texas Tea is the West Side after-work chill-out place. They have this massive door that opens up to a relaxed lawn and patio. Day or night, this time of year, it's marvelous for sipping in convo. Texas Tea. Video poker tournaments all through the week. Tuesday, Texas Trivia. Wednesday, bring your axe. It's open jam night. Live music every Saturday night on the huge stage. Karaoke Sunday nights. Texas Tea. Mudbugs could be boiling in the outdoor kitchen. If you're hungry, the classy food cart on the newly paved parking lot serves $3 tacos that are big as your head. Texas Tea. A safe place for ladies to venture solo. Open every night until 2 a.m. Texas Tea. Easy to find. 1535 Brickmore, a stone's throw from City Center. You may see me there. Get more info. Click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Can you do it? The RER 2+2 Challenge. Howdy, rowdy Texans. It's me, E, the millennial voice of RER. I'm a big fan of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. More Texas voters should be listening to RER every day. A better, deeper knowledge of how Texas works will help Texas voters to make Texas more like Texas. The RER 2+2 Challenge. Listen to RER 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. You'll learn more about Texas politics in 2 weeks than you've ever known. Mark it on your daily calendar. Set your phone alarm. The RER 2+2 Challenge. 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. The rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Information, communication, action. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
And later on in the program, we may lighten things up with the TNT, the TMB, the hot ticket. Tina Moody Bryan here on Raging Elephants Radio. There's no better way to close out a hard week of work than having the hot ticket. Tina Moody Bryan out of Longview, Texas. She's a small business owner. Her business, the butcher shop in Longview, is generational. And I'm encouraging every business owner in the Lone Star State, open up your business. Open it up now. Defy the government. Don't let the government take you out. All the hard work you've done, the risk that you have taken, don't let the worldview of Bernie Sanders come to full manifestation, at least not in the Lone Star State. Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins gonna tell Hobby Lobby, we're gonna shut you down. Sends a cease and desist order. Or we're gonna send the sheriff. And it gets worse. On this program, I'm gonna show you, it gets worse. And it's all because of the panic and the government believing that it rules. No, the people rule. Texans rule. Where is it? I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again because it's more appropriate now than ever. Maybe it was Holy Spirit inspired when I came up with Claverism number 9. There is no cause in all creation, no matter how desperate or how benevolent, that justifies the imposition of tyranny. The coronavirus COVID-19 does not justify the imposition of tyranny. The threat of human extinction doesn't justify the imposition of tyranny. If you're liberty driven, if you're a Texan, if you're liberty driven down to the bone marrow, you know that Claverism number 9 is true through and through. There is no reason to impose tyranny on a free people. No reason. I encourage every business to open up in Texas. I don't care what they do in Utah. I don't care what they do in Wisconsin. Bunch of cheeseheads. I don't care what they do in Pennsylvania. I do care about Texas. I do care about the 9th, 10th, 8th, whatever number economy we are on the planet being artificially shut down for a panic. Get back to business, Texas. And then we all wondering, everybody's wondering, why in the world is Greg Abbott calling out the National Guard? What is the point of Greg Abbott calling out the National Guard? Well, Andrew Cuomo up in New York has given us a clue of why National Guard would be called out. Because Cuomo said today in his daily press conference, he's taking advantage of the national and international spotlight that he's getting as New York governor. He's getting a lot of attention. He's taking full advantage. He says the National Guard is going to go out there and commandeer health equipment, seize, I think that's the word that he used, seize what they want, seize what they need. That the government makes the decision for the greater good of the community, of the people. That sounds like communism to me, baby. That sounds like Stalin to me. That sounds like Lenin to me. That sounds like Fidel Castro, Hugo Chavez, Maduro, you name them. Do we live in North Korea or Texas? Cuomo, governor of New York, says we're going to go and seize the health equipment that we want, and we're going to use the National Guard. Clay Jenkins, county judge in Dallas, says go tell on your neighbors, tattle on your neighbors, so that we can go send in the sheriff and shut them down. I say we shut Dallas County down. That's what I say. We shut down Dallas County government. That's what I say. We shut down Clay Jenkins. That's what I say. How dare he threaten the people of Texas, the people of Dallas County? How dare he threaten them with the power of gun and badge? That's why we watch police officers, constables, sheriff's deputies so close. Because they are the armed enforcers of the government. They have license to take your liberty and your life. That's why we watch the police so hard and so heavy, and that we don't allow them to engage in misconduct. Because they have that license. They have that power to take your life, to take your liberty. And I was out there driving around today. And I heard this and I said, is it true? Because up in Dallas County, Clay Jenkins is telling the sheriff, telling the people of Hobby Lobby, we're going to send the sheriff in and arrest you. And I'm like, is it true? Is Hobby Lobby defying? Hobby Lobby says they are an essential business. In my view, isn't every business essential? Please, if you're a business owner and you're watching me right now, tell me on the thread, the Facebook thread, let me know if you think your business is an essential. Tell me if you think your business is not essential to your employees, to keeping food on your table, providing for your family, your children, your children's children, something you put your blood, sweat, and tears in, regardless of what your business is. You tell me if your business isn't essential. I say your business is essential. I don't care if it's a nail salon. It's essential. I don't care if it's a car wash. It's essential. I wanted to get my car washed today. It was shut down. I'm like, I can't believe it. It's a car wash. The people are in the cars. Why is the car wash shut down? My car is dirty. I want a car wash. I guess if you're washing cars, the sheriff may come in and arrest you. This is insane. Absolutely, totally insane. And somebody needs to rise up and practice sanity. Like, for instance, opening up the Texas economy right here, right now. My goodness. And Cuomo, we're going to seize the health equipment we need. We're going to send in the National Guard to get what we want. Cuomo. So I went out driving around. I said, I wonder, is Hobby Lobby really defying the government? There's a Hobby Lobby that's not too far away from where we live. I was driving around. I was in the neighborhood. I said, well, let me go over there. Let me check it out. Let me see if it's true. Apparently in Dallas, they're open. I wonder if they're open here in Harris County. I wonder if they're open in my neighborhood, the Hobby Lobby. Look, there's a lady walking into the Hobby Lobby right there. Look at the cars in the parking lot. Look at the cars in the parking lot. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. When a Texas business is open. I love Hobby Lobby. I'd hardly ever shop there, hardly ever go in there, and maybe count on two hands how many times I've been there. But thank you, Jesus, that they're open. They say they are an essential business, and I agree with them. Look at the cars in the parking lot. Who is County Judge Clay Jenkins to say that any business is non-essential? Who is Greg Abbott or Andrew Cuomo, or for that matter, President Trump, to tell any business that they are non-essential? Now, in the same parking lot, in the same commercial development right there, next to Hobby Lobby, well, guess what other store is right there? Home Depot. Home Depot. And guess what I found? When I went to the Hobby Lobby, and I drive into the Home Depot parking lot, and look at what I see. Home Depot is open. There's Home Depot. They're open. People are, I don't know, getting your ferns and ivies, I guess, is essential. There's a Hobby Lobby employee. There's a Hobby Lobby shopper. There's some sort of contractor's truck. Look at the customers going in. Now, I did notice this. This is my second pass through. Let me pause this right here. This is my second pass through. And the first pass through the parking lot, yes, they had customers in line, but they were practicing social distancing. You can see the woman fourth in line. Everybody is about 6 feet apart from each other. The woman fourth in line, she has the choice to wear her face mask. That's fine. That's her liberty. She can choose to wear her face mask. No problem. But they're lined up, there you see, to go into Home Depot. Is Home Depot an essential business? Is Home Depot an essential business? Because it's open for business. What I see in the foreground is a bunch of barbecues. I see a bunch of grills in the foreground. Here in Texas, yes, a barbecue grill is an essential piece of equipment. A barbecue grill is an essential appliance in the state of Texas. If your home does not have a barbecue grill, it's not fully furnished. It's unfurnished. This is Texas. Every home, it's required, I think it's part of the building code, must have a grill. That's what I see in the foreground. Is that not an essential piece of equipment in the Lone Star State? Home Depot is open. Let me roll it forward. I'll come back to. And then there's a shopper walking by. Look, they're in line. And then you get over here to the end, okay? And they've got this sign here. Entrance, entrada. Line starts here. Is the sheriff's department going to come and get Home Depot? Is Home Depot open? This is what I want to know. Is Home Depot open in Dallas County? Because if Home Depot is open in Dallas County, why isn't County Judge Clay Jenkins sending a cease and desist order, a threat to take their liberty and throw them in jail if Home Depot is open? Why is he picking on Hobby Lobby? Is it because Hobby Lobby openly confesses their Christian ethics, their Christian business model? Is this why Clay Jenkins, county judge of Dallas, is picking on Hobby Lobby? Could that be the reason? Because right next door to Hobby Lobby, right here in Houston, right next to Hobby Lobby, well, guess what? Home Depot is open. Home Depot is open. Is he threatening Home Depot with a cease and desist order? Cease and desist order. Is he doing that? Home Depot is open. Where's the cease and desist order for them, County Judge Clay Jenkins? Open your businesses, Texans. Open your businesses. Don't go out of business. Don't let your employees go on the government teat. You don't go on the government teat. Open your businesses. Practice free enterprise. Do not fall for the panic. Stand up, Texans, and defy. Open your businesses. Get your employees back to work. Get them their paychecks. This is the Texas way. We don't need any help from the government. Don't need the government to put us out of business. Government doesn't need to be telling us anything. Not one thing. Open your businesses, Texans, right here, right now. And it's even worse. I got more.
Hey guys, spring is just around the corner and it's time to check out your air conditioning system. Call Galen Beatty with Beatty AC and Heat, 281-222-9591. And mention this commercial and you can save $15 off your next checkout. Galen Beatty is my AC guy and he needs to be your AC guy too. No one does it better than he does. This family-owned business is the best in Houston. And even if you're out of town, if you need to replace your entire heating and AC system, Galen Beatty is going to be your best bet. He'll check everything from your thermostats to your air handler to make sure that you're getting the most efficient system ever. Nobody does it like Galen Beatty, and the price is always right. So be sure to mention this commercial and save an extra $15 today. That's Galen Beatty with BeattyACandHeat.com. BEEE ACandHeat.com. 281-222-9591. 281-222-9591. Call him today.
Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers. More than an actual product. This is the name of the company that's going to lead you to a tobacco-free life. Apostle Claver here. ECV is where I went to break my cigar usage. Now I'm a happy vape fan. Vaping, healthy, more socially acceptable. The new cool thing. No one's better in Texas to intro you to the world and tech of vaping than electronic cigarette vaporizers. Bart, Chantal, Max, and Chris will teach you every feature of the dozens of vaping devices to choose from. ECV has a cornucopia of flavors, from fruity to cookies or even tobacco, each made from all natural products. No carcinogens, no smoky smell, and a choice of nicotine levels. Slowly drop your nic level down to 0 and break your tobacco habit with no jitters or stress while enjoying relaxing inhalation. You've been wanting to do it, so do it. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers, 2755 Gessner in Houston. Call 713-939-8273. 713-939-VAPE or see the ad on RagingElephantRadio.com.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle.
Now featuring Biosphere.
Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
What do you care about Washington, D.C.? D.C. doesn't care about you. You're a Texan. You're a Texan above all else. And there's only one radio station that's going to feed your need for Texas power and independence. RagingElephantsRadio.com. Finally, the Patriots of the Lone Star State have a unified voice to fight back and organize. 24/7, 365. RagingElephantsRadio.com is going to give you what you need to know about Texas politics, liberty, and independence. Take us wherever you go. RagingElephantsRadio.com. Streaming on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and internet auto.
Get to know Texas politics. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
I'm here, Saints. I'm here. I was reading some of the comments on Facebook. Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio. That's the video stream. We got some improvements we got to make on the video stream. We got some equipment issues here. I'm sorry, guys, if it freezes up every once in a while. It may not be a Facebook issue. We're going to do some computer upgrades at some point here to hopefully even smooth out the video a little bit more. Always trying to improve here. So yesterday I get a call from Mayor Shannon Thomason of Big Spring, Texas. And we at Raging Elephants Radio, we like it when the Saints and Patriots get in contact with us and they want to give us something that they feel is newsworthy because they trust us to get the information out to the Saints and Patriots of the future independent sovereign Republic of Texas. And that was the case with Shannon yesterday. Shannon called Mayor Shannon Thomason, Big Spring, Texas. Been knowing Shannon for several years. Been knowing Shannon now for about 7-8 years now. And he was fired up. He was fired up. He was fit to be tied. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen Shannon that fired up. He's usually cool as a cucumber. But my goodness, he was ready for warfare yesterday. And why? Because this guy by the name of Keith Ingram, who runs elections in the Lone Star State, has threatened Texans with arrest if you go and vote on May the 2nd. If your municipal election, if you have an election in your area on May the 2nd, and you go and vote, the director of elections in Texas, not even an elected position, an appointed position. And this guy, Keith Ingram, we've talked about him over and over and over again here in Texas on RER. We're the ones that have been exposing how awful this guy is. Keith Ingram, director of elections. We're going to get more off into Keith Ingram in a minute. But now it has been threatened by the Secretary of State's office, Keith Ingram, director of elections, that if you exercise your franchise on May the 2nd or any other election day, that you could be arrested for endangering public health. This is what I mean by the panic. This is what I mean by under no circumstance is the imposition of tyranny justified. Now it's gotten to the point where they say if you exercise your franchise, if you show up to the ballot box, to the polling location, you could be arrested because you're endangering the existence of humanity. Oh my goodness. It's time to rise up, Texans. It's time to absolutely defy. It is time to say that we will not comply. Open up your businesses and get back to your normal life. Please. We don't need the protection of the government. We need the protection of the Lord Jesus and Him alone. And they want to shut down churches. Oh, that's the left's dream. Any reason at all to shut down the church, the capital C church, the congregation of the saints. Oh, they'll use it. Now, Shannon put together a video, and I want to play it. Let me see if I where did I put it? Where did I put it? It's around here somewhere. I'll put it around here somewhere. I'm losing track. I thought I put it here somewhere. It's around here somewhere. I got Shannon here somewhere. Yeah, this is it. Shannon Thomason. I'm gonna let him roll. I'm gonna get out of the way, and I'm gonna let Shannon explain to you exactly what's going on as the mayor of Big Spring, Texas.
Howdy, folks. My name is Shannon Thompson. I'm the mayor of Big Spring, Texas. Usually, I take to YouTube to update my citizens about our current situation with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. that's going on worldwide and keep them up to date with what the city's doing, asking them to follow the guidelines, the health guidelines that keep people safe and healthy and prevent the spread of the virus. But today, something was handed to me that I think requires an address not just to the citizens of Big Spring, but to the citizens of the great state of Texas, because I believe this is a serious issue that everyone needs to be aware of. On the 18th of March, Governor Abbott issued a proclamation that suspended sections of the Texas Election Code to the extent necessary to allow political subdivisions that would otherwise hold elections on May 2nd, 2020, to move their general and special elections to 2020 only to the next uniform election date occurring on November 3rd, 2020, without otherwise adjusting the term of office and suspending Section 31.903 and 42.0621C of the Texas Election Code to the extent necessary to require all county election officers, if requested by an affected political subdivision, to enter into a contract to furnish election services, and so on and so forth. Basically, what that means is that the governor gave cities and other political subdivisions like school districts, college districts, whatnot, the option of postponing the May election to November.
Okay, let me jump in real quick right here. This is important. I said I wasn't going to jump in, but I need to jump in right here because this is important what Shannon is saying here. Governor Abbott gave the option, you see, and that's liberty. When you have a choice, that's liberty. When they start issuing dictates, that's tyranny. See, that's what I'm trying to get here. And Shannon is telling you that, okay, the governor said it was an option for municipalities. If you got an election coming up, it's an option for you to change your election date if you want to. That's called liberty, you see. This is a liberty-driven media organization. I'm liberty-driven down to the bone marrow, and so are you. You're a Texan, for crying out loud. You're supposed to be. If you're not, something's wrong with you. So I wanted to jump in, and I wanted to emphasize, I wanted to underscore, I wanted to bolden the fact that Shannon is properly calling out the governor and saying, he's saying you have the option to change your election date. Let's get back to Mayor Thomason, Big Spring, Texas.
Now, on the face of it, that might be a good idea with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic and trying to maintain social distancing. I get it. But for me, the idea of canceling or postponing an election is a very tough idea to swallow, because nothing in our republic guarantees our freedoms more so than our elections and our right to vote. We call it the sacred franchise. It's that important. The city of Big Spring requires an election on the first uniform election date in May. Our city charter requires that. It's our law. And so in researching this, I found that in the charter and reached out to get legal opinions regarding that. And I felt pretty secure in the fact that we probably needed to hold our election, even though the governor gave us the option. Our charter doesn't. It's there in black and white. Article 5, Section 4 of the Big Spring City Charter calls for a May election. Done. So, again, because I am loath to move an election because of the implications for the republic, for our rights, for our future rights, and concerned about the precedent that postponing an election would take, I was taking the position that we should not move our election. Now, fast forward to the 31st of March, 2 days ago, and Governor Abbott issues Executive Order GA-14, which basically closes any non-essential business in the state of Texas, per the Department of Homeland Security's list, along with, let me find it here, people shall avoid eating or drinking at bars, restaurants, and food courts, or visiting gyms, massage establishments, tattoo studios, piercing studios, or cosmetology salons, provided, however, that the use of drive-through pickup or delivery options for food and drinks is allowed and highly encouraged throughout the limited duration of this executive order. The governor also exempted church services, which I applaud. I'm still asking our local congregations to please follow. And again, it's not an order, it's a request, but to keep their congregations and the community at large healthy, to keep following the standards that they've been using, and so hold their services online via video, and continue ministering to the congregation.
All right, jumping in here again. Now, once again, I told you Shannon is, he's liberty driven. And once again, he's saying, look, I'm not ordering. I'm the mayor of Big Spring. It's a request. It's your choice. That's called liberty, Texans. That's called liberty. It's your choice. We're giving you the information. We think this is what's best for you to do, but it really is your choice. It's your option. Churches, if y'all want to meet, y'all meet. But, be smart about it. Be wise about it. And that should be the attitude of government, at least in Texas. Hey guys, this is the information. This is what's going on. This is what we suggest you do. These are your options. But we're not ordering you. We're not ordering you to do anything. Okay? That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work in the state of Texas. Okay, businesses. We've got a pandemic going on here. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you contract it, you're going to die. It is dangerous. Here's the information. We leave it up to you on what actions you want to take. And we as the government, we're going to keep our hands off of it. We're going to supply you the information, but we are not going to abridge your liberty. We're not going to threaten your existence as a business, your ability to sustain yourself and your family, and that of your employees. And let your customers decide whether or not they want to congregate. Let your customers decide whether or not they want to practice social distancing or not. It's called an option. It's called choice. It's called liberty. Not what Cuomo is saying. We're going to come in and seize what we want. Not what the Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins is saying. You better shut down or we're going to come and arrest you. You see? This is the mayor of Big Spring. And he's saying, no, look, as far as our churches and our businesses are concerned, look, it's an option. We're not going to go in there and shut you down. We're not going to throw you in a cage. Be smart, guys. Be smart. Here's the information. We're going to provide you with all the information that you need to make a cogent, sound, wise decision, but we are not going to threaten your liberty. Let's get back to Mayor Thomason.
But to please avoid meeting in groups. Not, again, a request, not an order from the mayor. But the governor's executive order goes on. And it says, and I'm quoting here, this executive order does not prohibit people from accessing essential services or engaging in essential daily activities, such as going to the grocery store or gas station, providing or obtaining other essential services, visiting parks, hunting or fishing, or engaging in physical activity like jogging or bicycling, so long as the necessary precautions are maintained to reduce the transmission of COVID-19 and to minimize in-person contact with people who are not in the same household. So, the governor says you can jog, you can hunt, you can fish, that those are all protected. And that's great. The problem is that as of today, at 4:22 p.m., an email came out from the director of the Elections Division at the Office of the Secretary of State. Now, bear in mind that, remember, the governor gave cities the option, not the direction to. He gave us the ability to move our May 2nd elections or postpone our May 2nd elections to November, to the general election in November. He gave us the option. We were allowed to, not mandated to. Now, this email comes out from the Secretary of State's Election Division today. It was sent out by Mr. Keith Ingram, who's the director of the Elections Division. And I will post copies of this email in the comments on this video. But here's a quote in the first paragraph. If you don't move your May 2nd election, you are subjecting voters to health risks and potential criminal violations. I'm going to read that again. You are subjecting voters to health risks and potential criminal violations. So, taking that with the governor's executive order, here's what Mr. Ingram is saying, and the governor together are saying. You can go to the grocery store, gas station, obtaining other essential services. You can go to the park, you go hunting, you can go fishing. But if you vote, you're facing a potential criminal violation. You can be arrested if you vote in the May 2nd election. It's not the governor saying that. It's an unelected bureaucrat running a division at the Texas Secretary of State's office. He goes on in the next paragraph. The governor's executive order makes it clear that you must take action to move your election. Well, I'm sorry. I've read the governor's executive order front to back a dozen times, and nowhere does the governor say, specifically say, you must move your May election. Mr. Ingram's words. Folks, this is scary. You can go to Walmart. But if you go vote, you can be arrested. Here's my question. Is this strictly Mr. Ingram's opinion? Or is this the Attorney General's opinion? Or is this Governor Greg Abbott's opinion? Our elections are our sacred franchise. There's a quote from Thomas Jefferson that I love to refer back to. A share in the sovereignty of the state, which is exercised by the citizens at large in voting at elections, is one of the most important rights of the subject, and in a republic ought to stand foremost in the estimation of the law. Now, if you are a city like Big Spring that is considering moving its election, I suggest you reach out to Governor Abbott and ask him if this is his executive order. Folks, this order, and that's what it amounts to, this order from the Secretary of State's office is dangerous. It is tantamount to the state controlling whether you vote or not. Here in the city of Big Spring, citizens elected representatives. We have 6 council members and a mayor. And while we seldom agree, we all have a sacred duty to our citizens to uphold the law. We take an oath to that effect. Now, again, I don't see where Mr. Ingram came up with that language from the governor's executive order. Greg Abbott certainly didn't say that you must move your elections. On the 18th of March, he said you can postpone your elections. He didn't say you have to. He said, but you can. So, another thing that I refer to a lot is Article 1, Section 1 of the Texas Constitution and Article 1, Section 2. Article 1, Section 1, freedom and sovereignty of the state. Texas is a free and independent state subject only to the Constitution of the United States and the maintenance of our free institutions and the perpetuity of the Union depend on the preservation of the right of local self-government, unimpaired to all the states. Section 2. Inherent political power, Republican form of government. All political power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their benefit. The faith of the people of Texas stands pledged to the preservation of a Republican form of government, and, subject to this limitation only, they have at all times the inalienable right to alter, reform, or abolish their government in such manner as they may think expedient. Now, what does that mean? Article 1, Section 1 means that this government is in place for the citizens' benefit. And Article 2 says that all power in this state resides with citizens, and the faith of the people of Texas stands pledged to the preservation of a Republican form of government. In other words, a representative republic is what we were promised. That's the contract. And to have a representative republic, you must have free elections. You're subjecting voters to health risks and potential criminal violations. Mr. Ingram, are you going to come to Big Spring, Texas and arrest my voters?
Good question.
I
Good
would
question.
love to see you try.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'd love to see you try.
My name is Shannon Thompson. I'm
Yes,
the mayor of
sir.
Big Spring, Texas. If I sound mad, I am. If I sound like I'm ready for a fight, I am. We don't tolerate being ordered around out here. And we sure don't tolerate it from unelected bureaucrats. But that's Texas. Climbing down off my soapbox now. Hope you all have a great evening. Take care. God bless. God bless Texas.
Yes, sir. Shannon Thomason, Mayor of Big Spring. Hey, Butch, how are you, man? Say hi to everybody, Butch. That's what we ought to do. We ought to sick Butch on Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. That's what we ought to do. We ought to sick Butch on Director of Elections here in Texas, Keith Ingram. We've had problems with this guy before, Keith Ingram. Oh, he thinks he rules, Keith Ingram. If you have concerns about election integrity in Texas, you can blame Keith Ingram. And now Keith Ingram is threatening Texans around the state that if you go vote, we're going to arrest you. Not merely if you got your business open, but if you try to exercise your franchise, we are going to arrest you. That's what Keith Ingram says. Somebody needs to pelt Keith Ingram with some raw eggs. You know how they've been doing in New York? Dousing police officers with buckets of water? And the perpetrators are just walking away? Somebody needs to douse Keith Ingram with some cold buckets of water. Give him an ice bath. Right there across the street from the Pink Dome. Keith Ingram, Director of Elections. Got more to say about Keith Ingram, Director of Elections. This is where it's gone with this panic. I told you guys from the very beginning, when I came back off the campaign trail, and I said I wasn't going to go anywhere, win or lose, I wasn't going to go anywhere. Back behind the microphone, where I belong, being the Patrick Henry of Texas independence. Of course, the establishment lined up against me in the election. They didn't want me under the Pink Dome because I'm tough enough as it is behind the microphone. I'm not done with Keith Ingram. I told you guys from the very beginning I wasn't going to go anywhere. I told you guys from the very beginning that I wasn't going to fall for this panic that's going on globally right now, that I was going to be the anti-panic talk show host, broadcast activist here in Texas. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm keeping my word. I'm encouraging entrepreneurs, business owners. I'm encouraging liberty-driven saints and patriots all over the Lone Star State. You defy. You will not comply with these dictatorial orders, these tyrannical dictates that are coming down from every level of government. And now here, as Shannon Thomason correctly points out, this nimnong, Keith Ingram, who we've had problems with before, who we've done exposés on before, right here on RER, we've got problems with him again. Gonna take a break, come back, and I'm gonna remind you of who Keith Ingram is. Now Keith Ingram believes he has the power to threaten, to arrest voters in Texas. How dare he? How dare he? How dare Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins threaten to arrest business owners, managers, and employees? How dare he? He needs to be arrested. Let his liberty be abridged and taken away. Throw him in a cage.
Automobile aficionado, Apostle Claver here. Let me introduce you to my mechanic, an ASC certified mechanic, Andre at America's Repair in Houston. Now, you guys know I'm a former fully sponsored race car driver and I own a high performance auto. You bet I'm particular about who even touches my car. I go to America's Repair to get all my auto work done, and you should too. Andre has served Spring Branch and all of Houston for over 20 years. America's Repair will match or beat any competitor's price. All repairs come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty. America's Repair is a complete car care and repair center. State inspection, muffler and exhaust work, wheel alignment, brake work, tune-ups, engine transmission work, auto body and paint. Great deals on oil change and AC checkup. America's Repair accepts all extended warranties. 2005 North Gessner, 1 mile north of Memorial City Mall in Katy. Wednesday is senior citizen discounts. Thursday, active military discount. Call 713-467-2001. 713-467-2001. AmericasRepair.com. Or click the ad on RagingElephantRadio.com. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers. More than an actual product. This is the name of the company that's going to lead you to a tobacco-free life. Apostle Claver here. ECV is where I went to break my cigar usage. Now I'm a happy vape fan. Vaping, healthy, more socially acceptable. The new cool thing. No one's better in Texas to intro you to the world and tech of vaping than electronic cigarette vaporizers. Bart, Chantal, Max, and Chris will teach you every feature of the dozens of vaping devices to choose from. ECV has a cornucopia of flavors, from fruity to cookies or even tobacco, each made from all natural products. No carcinogens, no smoky smell, and the choice of nicotine levels. Slowly drop your nic level down to 0 and break your tobacco habit with no jitters or stress while enjoying relaxing inhalation. You've been wanting to do it, so do it. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers, 2755 Gessner in Houston. Call 713-939-8273, 713-939-VAPE, or see the ad on RagingElephantRadio.com.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElephantsRadio.com. Here's a sample from Pastor Keenan Smith.
See, however, though, I believe the White House is supposed to stand as the people's house for all individuals. So I believe it is sinful and wrong for the White House to spend tens of hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars to bathe the White House in rainbow colors, celebrating their victory. So let me say this, that we expect an unregenerated individual to act lost. Lost people act lost. We expect that. We even expect them to embrace or promote or even applaud homosexuality and other ungodly practices because that's where they are in life. We understand that. The question is not do they act lost, but do we act found?
Enjoy Pastor Keenan Smith, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Here's how to use the RER app on your commute and get the latest Liberty 411. First, download the RER app on your smart device, phone or tablet, Apple or Android. Search Raging Elephants Radio in your App Store or Google Play and hit the search button on your keyboard. Connect your device to your car audio system. Do it via Bluetooth or auxiliary jack. You riding old school? Stick in some quality earbuds and enjoy the serious HD stereo. No excuses. It's here. RER app.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElephantsRadio.com.
My co-host has decided to make a cameo appearance. Butch thinks he owns everything. There he is. Yeah, Butch. Hey. He thinks he owns everything. Ah, Butch. I'm trying to work, dude. Butch, sit. Sit. Good boy. That's a good boy. Butch, do you know Keith Ingram? You should go bite him. Keith Ingram, juicy bone. Hey, Saints and Patriots. I'm glad you joined me in a moment. The hot ticket, Tina Moody Bryan, is going to be here as well. She's a business owner up in Longview. She's also a Raging Elephants radio contributor. She follows pop culture for us. Not a lot of things happening in pop culture right now since the United States and Texas economy is involuntarily shut down. I want to talk to you about this Keith Ingram. The last segment I showed you the full video from Mayor Shannon Thomason of Big Spring, Texas. And the directive, the order, the dictate of this guy right here, Keith Ingram, Director of Elections for Texas. This guy, the appointed bureaucrat, he's the one that sent the order to everybody out there that if you hold an election, voters could be arrested. There he is right there. He's a bozo, an absolute bozo. You know, many of you Texans out there are concerned about the integrity of our elections in the Lone Star State. You know that many Texas elections don't have any integrity. Irregularities are found in Texas elections regularly. It was State Senator Bob Hall that came right here on Raging Elephants Radio on this program and essentially said that ever since the introduction of electronic voting machines to Texas, that pretty much no Texas election result could be trusted. That actually puts in doubt the legitimacy of the current Texas government, because so many irregularities are found in Texas elections in every county. I think it was the election back in 2014 in which they found irregularities in every county except 5. Except 5. They found irregularities in 249 out of 254 counties in Texas. And you know the stories of where fraud was definitely discovered in Texas elections. You know all the cases. We talked about them here on Raging Elephants Radio. We informed you about that. And so many Texans, especially Republicans, even to the level of the SREC, the State Republican Executive Committee, are concerned about the integrity of Texas elections. Well, one of the guys, maybe the primary guy that is responsible for Texas elections not being reliable, the results not being trustworthy, is this guy, Keith Ingram, Director of Texas Elections. This is the guy that on his own decided that he could send waivers to county clerks across the state, giving them license to violate the Texas election code and the Texas Constitution on how Texas elections are to be conducted, constitutionally conducted. This is the guy right here, Keith Ingram, who sent the waivers out and said, oh no, county clerks, to make your job easier, you have the freedom to violate the Texas election code. We talked about it. That's why when Shannon Thomason, mayor of Big Springs, known Shannon for years, when he called me yesterday about this directive from Keith Ingram, he was so fired up. And guess who I called immediately after I hung up the phone with Shannon? I called Dr. Laura Presley. And everybody knows Dr. Laura Presley. Dr. Laura Presley, the foremost expert on election integrity in Texas, certainly the leader on election integrity for the Liberty Movement in Texas. I called her up. I said, did you hear this news about Keith Ingram? Shannon Thomason, mayor of Big Spring, just called me up, and Keith Ingram has issued a dictate, an order, a threat, that if Texans go and vote in their May 2nd election, if the city officials don't move the election date to November 3rd, 2020, voters could be arrested. This guy right here, Keith Ingram, this guy, some non-elected appointed bureaucrat, the same guy that was getting county clerks across the state of Texas permission to violate Texas election code. And to this day, because of this guy, we cannot trust the results of any election in the Lone Star State, which actually puts into question the legitimacy of the Texas government as it sits right now. This guy, Keith Ingram, this is the guy that when it was discovered that it was he, Keith Ingram, that was issuing the waivers to county clerks to violate the Texas Constitution when it comes to the conduct of elections and the Texas Election Code. And the reporter from InfoWars, Alex Jones's InfoWars, confronted him at his office. This guy literally ran back up the stairs. He ran away from the reporter. He ran and locked himself in his office. He ran. And when public hearings were being held about him giving county clerks permission to break the law when it comes to conducting elections in Texas, he was too chicken to show up. He would send his underlings to get browbeat by Texas citizens who are concerned about the untrustworthiness of Texas elections. This guy. And so when Mayor Shannon Thomason is reading you the dictate from Keith Ingram saying, if you go and vote in your election on May the 2nd, you could get arrested, that's the guy right there. An unelected bureaucrat. That's the guy right there that needs to have a bushel of raw eggs pelted against his cranium. Right there. That guy. Right there. Can you believe this guy? Can you believe this guy? Look at him. He looks like a dictatorial nerd. He looks like something right out of the Weimar Republic, doesn't he? Look at him. All he needs is a brown shirt. He looks perfectly Aryan to me. Doesn't he to you? If you go and vote, you will be arrested. There he is, Keith Ingram. This is going on in Texas, and it seems to me that no matter who gets appointed Secretary of State by the governor, that's one of the powers of the governor. One of the powers of the governor, you know, the governor of Texas constitutionally is really supposed to be one of the weaker governors in the union. But one of the powers that the governor has is the power of appointment. And the governor appoints the Secretary of State. In other states, the Secretary of State is elected, not in Texas. That's the power, the constitutional power of the governor. And it seems to me that no matter who gets appointed Secretary of State, and we've had several since the Perry regime, this guy, Keith Ingram, seems to keep his job. You can't name, I cannot currently name I cannot name the current Secretary of State. I can't. The last one I think I can name was Roger Williams, who's now a congressman. Was one of the ones that was shot up in the softball field. You know, the Republican congressman got shot up. Roger Williams was one of them. He was a former Secretary of State of Texas, appointed by Perry. Secretary of State is appointed. But no matter who is Secretary of State, it seems like this guy keeps his job, Keith Ingram. And if anybody needs to be fired, if anybody needs to be getting unemployment benefits, if anybody needs to be filing an unemployment claim, if anybody needs to be living off the teat of the government, it's this guy, Keith Ingram. This is the guy that's responsible for us not being able to trust Texas elections on this day. And he's sending directives out to mayors and members of city councils across the state of Texas saying, if you hold your elections on May the 2nd, we will arrest your voters. This is the guy right here. The governor didn't say that in his directive. And Shannon Thomason, mayor of Big Springs, is correct. We can go out there, we can hunt, we can fish, we can ride our bicycles, but oh my goodness, don't you dare go vote. If you vote, you are endangering the existence of humanity. You are advancing the extinction of human beings. And we're going to arrest you. My goodness. In Texas? Really? Pitchforks and torches to the Secretary of State's office. Need to pull this guy out, tie him up behind a horse, and drive him out of the state of Texas. This guy, Keith Ingram. Bad news. Really bad news for the cause of liberty. Remember this name. He should be forgettable because he shouldn't have a job in Texas. Keith Ingram.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texas. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texas has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texas, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texas charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texas, I'm in it. Texas, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Texas Specialties is in a little town of 1,000, Three Rivers, Texas. Texas Specialties is a small family business in a town where treating people right is a way of life. The Stubbs family's Texas Specialties started out doing high-quality t-shirts for Texas music scene bands at affordable prices. Everything, the design, the artwork, the printing, accepting minimum orders, even selling t-shirts for the bands online. And now they bring that experience to you anywhere in Texas. Texas Specialties can do the same for any small business, for teachers, for schools, dance classes, athletic teams, clubs, and anyone needing good quality screen printing at an affordable price. The Stubbs family loves to work with ideas and the people who have them. Your experience with Texas Specialties will be excellent. Anything less just will not do. Call 361-784-2052, 361-784-2052. Click Texas Specialties. Ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Texas independence. Have you ever thought about it? What exactly does it mean, or is it even possible? Sam Houston said, "Texas will raise her head among the nations." Was he a dreamer or a prophet? You can get the answers to these questions in the book Lying in the Sand by Daniel Miller. Doc Green says it's required reading for every Texan. Lying in the Sand by Daniel Miller gives you the information you need to be prepared to give an answer to anyone that asks. As a Raging Elephants Radio listener, you are the go-to person for your friends. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. This book is more than a good read. It will equip you to reach others while pursuing a better future for your family. Get your copy now by clicking on the link on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. That's RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Since a portion of the proceeds goes to support Raging Elephants Radio, it may be time for you to cross that line in the sand. RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Can you do it? The RER 2+2 Challenge. Howdy, rowdy Texans. It's me, E, the millennial voice of RER. I'm a big fan of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. More Texas voters should be listening to RER every day. A better, deeper knowledge of how Texas works will help Texas voters to make Texas more like Texas. The RER 2+2 Challenge. Listen to RER 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. You'll learn more about Texas politics in 2 weeks than you've ever known. Mark it on your daily calendar. Set your phone alarm. The RER 2+2 Challenge. 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. The rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Texas Talk is all the rage. Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, welcome back, Saints and Patriots. Butch thinks it's his program. That's. Say hi, Butch. He thinks it's his program. He owns everything. He thinks he's the boss around here. And I think Jasmine agrees with him. And good news, temporary good news about oil. We got a bit of a pop. The president supposedly did meet with some of these oil executives today about what to do about Russia attacking Texas. You guys know I've been ranting and raving about that. I've been waiting for the president to do something about us, Texas, being under attack by the Ruskies, by the Russians, our oil producers. And so we had a bit of a pop. Been the best week in the history of crude oil, but it still ain't gonna help. Anyway, let's get to the hot ticket. Let's get to the TNT, the TMB. Tina Moody Bryan. Tina!
Claver! Oh, Claver.
What?
You know, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm almost on the verge of living in communist China. I mean, the way things are moving
North
and shaking
Korea.
around.
No, North
Yeah.
Korea. China isn't as bad as North Korea is what we're living in right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah. It's like I mean, you know, you wake up every day and you think, are you kidding me? Or that's the way I look at it. I'm like, are you kidding me? We've all of a sudden turned into a bunch of mushy, terrified, scared people, or a great many of them doing exactly what Big Daddy says, Big Daddy government says, without even stopping to think about things and, you know, be rational about things. We shut down the state of Texas. We shut down the country. And people are losing jobs left and right. We're losing our incomes left and right. And we're all wondering what in the hell is going on. I mean, seriously.
Well, you know what I've said. I mean, even on today's program, I mean, I'm encouraging Texans, especially business owners, defy. Do not comply. Do not let the government run you out of business. I mean, this whole thing with Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins, you know, threatening to shut down or arrest people at Hobby Lobby, and then encouraging citizens to tattletale on their neighbors. Oh, this business is non-essential. Go call the sheriff, a constitutional officer, and have them shut down. He literally, Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins literally tweeted out, tattletale on your neighbors so we can go shut them down in Texas. And then this bozo, Keith Ingram, director of elections from Texas, he sends out a directive to all the mayors within the state of Texas. If you hold elections on May the 2nd, if you don't move your election, you risk jeopardizing the liberty of your voters. In other words, your voters could be arrested for exercising their franchise. And this is nutball. This is North America.
And where are the voices except for yours and a few others? Where is the outrage? Where are all of, you know, where are our officials on this deal? It is like crickets. I mean, maybe they don't know. I don't know.
They know. They know, Tina. And what we have discovered is that it's not just a deep state in Washington, Devil City. It's a deep state here in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what's terrifying. That's what, you know, I'm serious, Claver. Who would have thought, you know, that one day you wake up, you know, your life is going along, you know, just fine. You're living, you're working, you're trying to live the dream, right? Take care of your family, take care of your businesses, go to church, you know, go to the shopping mall, get a pair of shoes or whatever. And then you wake up and the next day your businesses are shut down. You're threatened left and right with fines and tickets and jail time for trying to conduct business. You got your little tattletales everywhere, you know, telling how dare you come out without a mask on, or how dare you even be driving around. I mean, don't you know there's the plague going on and all these kind of things, and turning neighbors in and turning, you know, your people that you work with. I mean, golly, it sounds to me like what happened in Nazi Germany.
Isn't that what I said? Isn't that what I said? That's exactly what it sounds like. Nazi Germany, Mussolini, Italy, Tojo, Japan, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea. That's what's going on right now in Texas. This is absurd.
Yeah, it is absurd, and it has got to stop. And I'm hoping and praying that people are going to get their fill of this. You know, I mean, how much longer must this go on? You know, you cannot stop people, Claver, from earning their income. You cannot do this to businesses. What I mean, seriously, you have people. You want to talk about people being depressed. You want to know why alcohol sales are up 50%? You know, why not? I mean, good grief. And to think that things that you have worked for, my father left the restaurant, you know, for our family to carry on, you know, for my nephews, and so to be able to have a living for the rest of their lives. And in a moment's time, somebody can come in the strong arm of the government and say, no business for you. And you're looking at your life and going, what the hell? I thought we were a free people, and especially being Texans. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm encouraging everybody. You know me, Tina. I've said from the very beginning. We had this discussion, what was it, last week before last, where I said at some point, the people of Texas are going to rise up and they're going to say, enough of this mess. You're putting me out of business. All right? If you want to come arrest me, come arrest me. But you're not gonna take a roof from over my head, and there is no government no government assistance that can stop this. The economic damage is going to be irreparable. I mean, I told the story earlier in the week. Little ice cream shop around the corner from where we live. It's not shut down temporarily. I peeked in there. All the fixtures are gone. You know, you go into a restaurant nowadays, maybe even in the butcher shop in Longview, and you got the tables, you got the chairs on top of the tables. You can do your takeout and stuff like that, but the chairs on top of the tables. No, this ice cream shop, it was cleaned out. There was no fixtures in that bad boy, no refrigeration in that bad boy. It was out of business. It's not coming back.
And that's the sad, pathetic, thing about this whole situation, Claver, is that anytime, what have we seen the government really do right? I mean, think about it. When Obama came out with Obamacare and the great they couldn't even run a freaking website right. It crashed. Information was wrong. People couldn't get to it. It was a jacked up bill from, get to go. And so now we think that they're all of a sudden, they can't run the post. They can't do anything right except infringe on our freedoms. That's what they can do right in their eyes. You see what I'm saying? They can't do anything. And then to think that they have the power to shut our way of life down, and to think that so many Texans and other people, citizens around the United States, are running in fear and cowering like a little bunch of female dogs. I mean, come on. What are we made of here? And I will say this, there was a store, I looked at this two different ways. There was a store that just opened up here in our little city. I'm not going to say the name of it. But anyway, they had a grand opening a couple of days ago. Claver, the parking lot was full. There was a line around the building. And let me tell you, these people were not social distancing, okay? And you knew by the parking lot that the place was full because it was packed, And I dare say that they were social distancing in there either, So you can look at it two ways. As a business owner, I'm thinking, gee, how do they get away with this? And the rest of us are shut down, with the threats of tickets and fines and closing your business and whatever. And they can. And today, when I was out, I had to go to the bank. Okay, the one thing I had to do, and I noticed that same place was full again, the parking lot full. So you kind of made me look at it a little bit differently. That the people, the citizens, are tired of being locked down. You cannot take a free people that's been free for their whole existence, right? Since you can remember, we've been a free people, and then all of a sudden just jerk that freedom away right from under their feet and think that there is not going to be, people are not going to stand. I can tell some people, they wanted out. They wanted to be able to go get the stuff that they needed, wanted, or whatever. And so it was kind of refreshing to see, I guess, Can you imagine if everybody just finally said, look, we've had enough of this.
We had enough.
Open for business.
We had enough.
Yeah.
When it started, I said, no, this is bad news. This is not good. That's why the market is tanking. That's why oil is tanking. That's why everybody, this is not good. This is bad news. You're a business owner, Tina. Okay?
Yeah.
What business is it of the government to decide who's an essential business and who's not an essential business? Every business is essential to that payroll. Anybody who's an employee of a business, that business is essential.
That's exactly right. And I despise every one of these little sayings. Essential business, social distancing, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired of these little catchphrases everywhere, because those little catchphrases have real meanings behind them, affecting real lives. To the government, when you're looking at your big daddy government, and they're throwing all this money everywhere, which we don't have, and that's a whole nother story.
Yep.
But to the that money is not real. It might as well be monopoly money because it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them in any way. It affects us, the people that are running this country, the small business owners, all of the restaurants. My gosh, even ones that have drive-throughs. Every single restaurant is suffering, and not just all over the place. And this is affecting real lives. And for what? On numbers about this flu they're changing every day. I mean, first, what was it? New York saying, there's going to be 100,000 deaths, and then 50,000 deaths. And now it's 29,000 in the hospital, and 3,000 deaths or something like that. I mean, come on. We have shut a country down on information that we don't even know and obviously is not correct.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Now, everybody was concerned about Governor Abbott calling out the National Guard. And we're like, why is he calling out the National Guard? For what? What do you need the military for? And then all of a sudden, now we know potentially what it could be used for. Because Cuomo up in New York just came out and boldly said, we're going to use the National Guard to go seize what we want and what we need. Going to use the military. This is martial law. They're going to. Cuomo has said he is going to use the New York National Guard to go and seize the medical equipment that they want. They know where it's at, and if they feel that your business or your health institution doesn't need it, they're just going to seize it by the point of a bayonet. This is unbelievable.
It is terrifying. And then he smugly says, "What? Sue me?"
Cocky. He's cocky about it, isn't he? He's cocky about it.
I've never seen so much of him. He's like on a news deal every single night. I'm sick of seeing him. I don't like him in the first place, and I'm tired of listening to his garbage. All of these, they're walking around with all this big power all of a sudden that they don't have to begin with. What do you mean going into private hospitals and taking their stuff? What's next? Are they going to come to my home and tell me that I have too much food in my house for two people? I mean, people laugh at that and think, come on, but really? Do we think that we would see what we're seeing now? How dare him? And where is the outrage?
And I want to know why Governor Abbott decides he's going to shut down travel from Louisiana. He's going to set up checkpoints on I-10, 20, and 30 to make sure people from Louisiana don't come into Texas. But he won't do it for the border. He won't call a special session to stop the border invasion. He won't send DPS down to the border to stop the border invasion. He won't use the Texas National Guard or the Texas State Guard to stop the border invasion. But he wants to stop our neighbors and our cousins, our family members from Louisiana. He's going to put up roadblocks on I-10, 20, and 30. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Listen, they are drunk on power. I mean, it is clear as, it's clear as that they are drunk on power. And it is unbelievable the stuff that is happening before our very eyes. I mean, it's like we're living in a whole nother universe. And I'm telling you, this is craziness. It can't go on. And people need to be outraged. And we need to stand up and say, enough is enough. You are not going to destroy, a business, a family business, businesses all over the state of Texas and the United States that were, born of blood, sweat, tears, and money.
Generational businesses. Your business is a generational business. The president is always talking about family farms, generational family farms and such. There's pharmacies that are generational. Yes, like your restaurant, generational. There's auto shops that are generational. Yeah, there's nail salons perhaps that are generational. Those are essential businesses because they provide jobs, and the government is willingly putting them out of business to put us all on the government teat. We don't need Bernie Sanders to be elected president. The Bernie Sanders worldview, Democrat socialism, is a reality not only in the United States, but more importantly in Texas right now. And Abbott and Patrick and the rest of them are assisting in taking us down the road of socialism, of communism, if you will. You can't even go to church. The government is God. You can't even go to church. Government dictates whether or not you can worship the Most High God or not. We need some Daniels. We need some Daniels up in here right about now. That's what I say.
I'm telling you, I'm with you, Claver. I'm with you. Where is my slingshot? I'm ready. Give me a slingshot, somebody. Let me at him. I'm telling you, Claver.
All right, AR. A slingshot may not get it done. Give me an AR. I'll take an AR for crying out loud.
All right. Yeah, and you better hide those. Dear God, you better hide everything you got because, hey, people, and again, people laugh at that. Not me. I'm not laughing. I'm thinking, hey, we could hear a knock at the door at any moment because every day we wake up and we have lost another liberty and another liberty and another liberty.
Over the pan panic. Over the pan. Yeah. Isn't that what I called it from the very beginning, Tina? A pan panic. Pan panic.
You did it, Claver.
Freaking out. People freaking out. And because they're freaking out, the government is just taking over. No, Texans need to rise. I'm going to keep saying it, Tina. Texans need to rise up. Texans need to defy. Texans need to say that we will not comply. We're going to open up our businesses. We're not going to roll over. We're not going to allow our businesses to go belly up. We're going to meet our payrolls. We're going to serve our customers. I'm just waiting for the uprising. And I'm going to keep challenging Texans. Rise up. Rise up against the government. Just like Mayor Shannon Thomason, now they're threatening the franchise. If you go vote, we're going to arrest you. This is North Korea. It's North Korea.
And how many people know that this is going on in the first place? How many people really know? I dare say not a whole lot. But if we do our job right, like RER is doing, and patriots and liberty-driven citizens, if we do our jobs right and get out there and yell it from the mountaintop about what is going on and waking people up and telling them, this is how close we are to losing the very freedom that made us the greatest nation on the planet.
I tell you what, when government takes turf, it's hard to regain it. When government takes turf, it's hard to regain it. And all these directives, all of these orders, executive order, dictates and everything that are coming down, it's going to be hard to take that turf back. It's going to be hard. You got to stand up and defy right now. Tina, keep your eyes and ears open because if there are any other businesses up there behind the pine curtain in Northeast Texas that are saying we defy, like Hobby Lobby is saying we defy, like Home Depot is saying we defy, then let us know because that's what I am encouraging entrepreneurs around Texas to do, to stand up and say, we defy, we will not comply. You will not put us out of business under the guise of we're on the verge of human extinction. No, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it.
Amen, Claver. You got it. The hot ticket, it will be on the lookout. And another thing, the hot ticket is tired of wearing a mask because it totally clashes with every outfit I have. I'm ready for this to be over with. And I need some shoes, Claver.
DSW is shut down. Nordstrom's is shut down. Macy's is shut down. What is a lady supposed to do when she's got to keep her shoe game up? That's the problem.
I'm telling you, Claver, I just sit in the parking lot and just look at Dillard's right now and just thinking, man, it's so close, but yet so freaking far. I know Barbara knows the feeling. Girl, my girl knows the feeling. I know she does. She's feeling it too.
She's in a deep funk. She can't go shoe shopping. Lord have mercy. She can't go get her toes done. Lord have mercy. She can't go get her toes done. Lord.
Toes and nails, just think about, and hair. Even if I had hair, Claver, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get it fixed.
Hey, we're gonna come out of this, Tina. I'm telling you, we're gonna come out of it. And I'm gonna lead the way, and you're gonna lead the way, and RER is gonna lead the way. We are not gonna let the government take our way of life, regardless of what the situation is. We're not gonna.
Amen. Amen, Claver. I'm right there with you. The fight is on.
Thank you, Tina. Love you.
Thank you, Claver. Love you too, and goodbye.
Goodbye. Tina Moody Bryan, Raging Elephants Radio contributor. And in case you did not know, when Tina says, I may not have any hair, that woman is fighting a courageous battle against that demon called cancer, and she's winning. And we cannot wait for the victory party. She's already told Barbara and I, when she has the victory party, we'll be up there, and we're going, doggone it. How dare they? That's it, Saints and Patriots. I was fired up tonight. I went a little bit over, but it was worth it. We're going to keep you informed about the Pan Panic. I promised you that I was going to be the anti-Pan Panic broadcast activist. I promised you that I was going to be the anti-Pan Panic talk show host. I told you that, and I'm sticking by my guns. I'm sticking to my word. I'm encouraging you, rise up, defy, do not comply, do not turn Texas into North Korea. Don't let this happen. Don't let the government destroy your business, your family, your social life, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations. Churches need to rise up, get together on Sunday, congregate, lift your hands to the Most High God, because He's the one that's going to protect us anyway. He's your help. He's your provider. He's your banner. That's who you need, the Lord Jesus and nobody else. You don't need no governor. You don't need no president. You don't need no AG. You don't need no sheriff. All you need is the Most High God, the Holy One of Israel. You just need Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's it. I leave you with my Claverism number 9. Because as long as this Pan Panic is going on, and as long as the government keeps taking turf, I'm going to remind you of Claverism number 9. There is no cause in all creation, even COVID-19, no matter how desperate or benevolent, that can justify the imposition of tyranny. And that's what's going on right now, the imposition of tyranny. I'm Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, the Christian politician, your ultra-conservative, liberty-driven soul brother. My enemies under the pink dome call me the purifier, and I take pride in that. From Houston, may the Lord Jesus bless you. May the Lord Jesus bless the past and soon-to-be future independent sovereign republic of Texas. Say goodbye, Butch.